Hello and welcome. 200 is the target. We were talking about the wicket at the start of the game in our pre-show. We were predicting about 250, 260, but the wicket was such that 200 was an ordeal for Australia. Indian spinners on song, all of them, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Ravichandran Ashwin picking wickets, Jasprit Bumrah chipping in, and there you go, on screen, Joydeep Mukherjee with me in the studio. We have the three spinners, Kuldeep 10.42-2, Ravindra Jadeja 10.23-3, Ravi Ashwin 1 wicket. Joydeep, talk to us about the spinners.
This is where the game changer is said, and it's not over yet, but really India on the driver's seat for the simple reason that they are one spinner short and we play better on spinning conditions. But when we're talking about the pitch before the game, what we were talking about is seeing a better pitch in this one. At least that is what I was saying. See, that's the reason why as a former cricketer, I can never ever say what is a good score until I see the pitch and until I see a couple of balls bowled on the pitch or I feel the pitch. That is experience for me. So now we were assuming it's going to be slow wicket. The slow can be in many variants. And this is a really slow and difficult wicket.
Shobdil, can you give Joydeep that stat once again and let him talk through that? Yeah, the stats for the spinners, as I said, 23-3 for Jadeja, 42-2 for Kuldeep Yadav. What was special about Ravindra Jadeja today?
The pace at which he bowls, the reason why he was the most difficult of them is because at the pace at which he bowls, he doesn't give the batters much time to adjust in the air. Kuldeep is that way slightly easy to play on turning tracks. Now, we were taught as youngsters, the better the bowling, the slower the bowling. The worse the bowling, the quicker. Because then the batter gets no time. So, Kuldeep tosses it up in the air. Ashwin also bowls a little slow. So, I can lunge and step out and come back. Jadeja is like, boop, boop, boop. Before you react, it's gone. First thing is, he's very, very accurate.
Okay.
That's a given. And secondly, he bowls quickly. So, he will grind. He will not let you move. And there will be one ball with your name on it.
There's Ravindra Jadeja. The other spinner who really stole the show was Kuldeep Yadav. We've spoken to former Australia greats Brad Hogg and Michael Clarke on Kuldeep Yadav. Here's Michael Clarke celebrating Kuldeep Yadav and why he is India's go-to man. Take a listen.
Kuldeep Yadav, wicket taker. Massive wicket taker. Big player for India. Out the back of the hand. Got an amazing wrong-un. I still don't think batsmen pick him completely. And again, I think he's a massive strike weapon for India. I think spin, again, is going to... I know one-day cricket and T20 cricket is different in India compared to Test cricket. But spin is still hard to play. Spin is still an important part of your World Cup campaign if you're going and playing in Indian conditions. Even if they're not taking wickets, they can change the pace of the game. They can slow scoring. So how you bowl spin and how you face spin will dictate the outcome of this World Cup.
Okay, so we are back in the studio. We were discussing the spinner stats, and that's what we were asking our back-end team to provide us with. Let's get on to that, but before that, take a listen as to what Brad Hogg had to say about Kuldeep Yadav as we pull up some stats for you once again and get Joydeep to speak on it. Here's Brad Hogg on Kuldeep Yadav.
What defines a character, what defines a person, what defines a player is someone who's been dropped, who's been out of the game. He's worked on his action. He's slightly a little higher. He's not falling away, or that front arm's not falling away as much. He's coming down more. That front arm's coming down more vertically. That's getting more revolutions on the ball. He's getting a little bit more drift as well. So he's creating a little bit of trouble. I think Rohit Sharma captains him well. And I just think there's that resilience in him. He's a fighter. I absolutely love the way he's gone about it. I love the way that he's come back in that team and just performed straight away. And I think he'll play a big part in the World Cup. I really do. And you've got that option. So there's certain teams that he's going to do well against, and there's certain teams that you might.
So there you go. Let's get that stat of the Australian innings on screen. Shobdil, the breakdown from over to over given to us by our analyst Snehashish Mukherjee. There you go. Joydeep, analyze this for us.
Yeah, in the first 10, as you can see, the ball is new, and so it's skidding onto the surface. So it's 10 overs, 43-1. Between 10 and 20, it's pretty much the same, just a run less, just that one wicket. What happens when the ball gets older and it starts gripping and there's a little more wear and tear on the ball? So the friction on the ball, the rougher the ball gets, the more it grips on the surface, the more it bites onto the surface. And the puff of dust was initially not seen because it skids off. But once the ball is roughed up, that's when you see the ball puff of dust. Now, a lot of times we are asked, why wasn't the puff of dust there earlier? Because it's like when you have a candle in your hand, you slip off. But when you have something rough in your hand, it grips. And that's exactly what happened. So in between 20 and 30, 34 runs, 3 wickets. Then between 30 and 40, 37 runs, 2 wickets. And with no runs happening in these 20 overs, you're stifling the runs down. So wickets are bound to come. It goes hand in hand. Excellent stat.
Excellent. There you go. And can we fire that spinner stat once again? The 3 spinners, 10 overs each. Again, Joydipda will talk about it. As Joydipda pulls up that stat to talk more about it, let's just say Ravi Ashwin, Kuldeep Yadav, and of course Ravindra Jadeja smashing Australia. Gautam Gambhir made this point about not having Nathan Lyon. How important will that be? Let's ask Joydipda.
Very important. I think in a match like today, now I understand he's 37, you want to prolong his test career. Hey, this is a World Cup we're talking about. And not to have him in the squad, he can't tire of just traveling with the squad. Use him on pitches like this. Don't play him at the Eden Gardens. Don't play him at Monterey. Need be. But on wickets like this, he would have been a handful. Can you now imagine? We would be sweating a lot more if it was Zampa, Lyon, and Maxwell who picked up 4 wickets. But he is not there. So only 20 overs of spin is what India knows. And you can play them for 45 runs and still win this game. That's the advantage India will have with the bat. But as far as these spinners are concerned, today it was Jadeja. It could well have been anywhere. So it's this trio that works together. One day one spinner get more wicket, the other day others do. But it's the pressure that the all 3 put up together is what culminated in the wickets coming. It's not that Jadeja bowled better than Ashwin or Kuldeep. They're different bowlers.
That's it. And you know what? When it's sport, picture speaks 1,000 words. And these pictures were glorious. We've got our correspondents there at the Chepauk who sent us some amazing stills, which you can take a look at, celebrating the Indian performance. Ravindra Jadeja, Rohit Sharma, that Virat Kohli catch, Jasprit Bumrah, of course Kuldeep Yadav, Ravichandran Ashwin. Let's play these pictures and Joydipda can talk about it, can talk over them. But these are the visuals that the first hours of play have thrown up. Take a look at some of the brilliant visuals from the ground. There you go, Jasprit Bumrah. Talk to us, Joydipda. This is the atmosphere.
Yeah, he was just superb. This is what you expect also. He's the premier bowler. We're using him very sparingly now, rightly so. He is in the second half of his career. He's got issues with his body. He has a history of breaking down. It's the World Cup. You want him ready and ready to go. He's very important. And even today on a wicket where there's nothing for the fast bowlers, how good was he? Now that's quality for you. And that's how you can sometimes make out. And the Aussies must have had a little chat with themselves. Listen guys, the 3 spinners will lead us up. We got to get, of the other 20 overs, we got to get 120 runs. That didn't happen. That's how good the fast bowling attack is.
Absolutely. And there you go on screen. Ravindra Jadeja, the man of the moment. Kuldeep Yadav, once again a brilliant spell. The Indian fielding up to the 30th over, it was 1 extra. So that's how good India was. After that, a couple of near misses, etc., but did not matter too much. 199 is all that Australia managed.
Can we also talk about KL Rahul's keeping on?
Absolutely. You mentioned that offline. KL Rahul with that catch.
On this pitch.
The photographs. Yes, go ahead.
Over 50 overs or 49 overs, whatever it was, to keep on a wicket like this, it really goes. It's a good thing for Indian cricket. Because you want KL Rahul to have a good time with the big gloves on. We know what he's capable of, or with the small gloves on. Or with the bigger gloves, knowing that he's going to be our keeper. Now he had an off game in the Tri-Series and everybody was onto him. It's games like this that will give him the confidence. And once he keeps well, I can assure you bat well because one feeds into the other. He's worried about his keeping. He's not worried about his batting. He has that. It's the keeping he needs to get into. If he keeps well, it augurs well for Indian cricket. And today on this pitch, just not that catch, just the way he was collecting balls, just his collection was just superb.
So there you go, KL Rahul had a very good day behind the wickets and the Indian bowlers in front. They had a fantastic day. Rohit Sharma, good captaincy, bringing Bumrah, right time, getting Kuldeep, getting Jadeja. You've got Australia on the mat, 199. Can India do it? That's a question I will ask Joydipda in a moment. But I was reading the World Cup hasn't really taken off. Today, it's all packed. The intensity is there, the fans are there, the mood is there, the passion is there. How's it all looking? Let's take a look. Can we play the video, please?
Today, we are from Bangalore. The morning team India in Chennai, hot Chennai. मिनिमम तक देखिए फैन आ गया आपका सर चल आपका फैन आ गया सर
Lovely visuals, and MS Dhoni's jersey is also getting sold. Not unnatural. Huge cutout in front of the stadium, which we were tweeting about. And MS Dhoni is actually in the stands watching this particular game. Some photographs were tweeted out, and it's MS Dhoni territory. Chennai. It's his day.
India is his hand. I've been in the dugout of the opponent team, and wherever I've been, it seemed like CSK was playing. They have an entourage traveling with them, and after what he's done, especially this year, every ground seems to be Chepak wherever he was playing. What an unbelievable sort of enigma to have around you. Superb.
Okay, let's have the visuals again, and let's join in that talk about this passion that makes Indian cricket what it is. It's about the fandom, it's about the madness, it's about the intensity. Talk to us.
Yeah, there has been some talk about the stands are filling up, but when India is playing and it's in Chennai, I reckon any good game in Chennai it will fill up because that's how much they know the sport, they appreciate the sport, they appreciate the opponents. I've been part of teams where we've done well and we've got congratulated by the crowd. They're very, very knowledgeable and serious sport lovers. And the sort of history they have also in the contribution to Indian cricket. Some of the greats of Indian cricket have come out of here. So this is so good to see. And now it really feels that the World Cup is off and running.
Absolutely. I mean, look at these visuals, look at these faces, anticipation, the build-up, and now that India has done phenomenally well in the first half of this particular match, this intensity is only expected to grow. The clamour for tickets, for the India games at least, expected to grow big time. And clamour for tickets, don't ask us because we don't have them. I've asked Joydipda to give me some, but there you go. I mean, that's how it is. He'll ask me, I'll ask him, and we'll celebrate in our studio, while our correspondents will be across India, tailing the team, celebrating not simply Indian cricket, but cricket. We will celebrate from all venues. We'll follow Pakistan, we'll follow Australia, we'll follow England, we'll have people everywhere, in Australia, in England, across this country, celebrating the sport. Can we have our producer get us back to the studio? Joydipda 199. India favourites? Yes, but can Australia put up a fight?
Oh, of course, I think so. India lose a couple of wickets early, this is going to be a dogfight out there. If India get off to a they start 10-40 no loss, they're off and running. 10, 40, 45, 1, we're still okay. But if we are 10, 30, 53, because with wickets adds the pressure. And with Zampa coming in, Maxwell coming in, my worry is for India, they should get some runs before the ball becomes old. These two new balls, as we know, Korea, so these two new balls will skin onto the bat. So sometimes people can ask, why aren't you starting with Maxwell and Zampa? Because it will not have the same effect. It's only when the ball gets a bit older does it have the effect. So true to them, you have to give them the ball when they are most potent, as it was in the case of the Indian spinners. So if the fast bowlers can do the job, they swing in the air. If a couple of balls swing, and India are 40 out for 2, and then the spinners come and get 2 more at 70 for 4, 80 for 4, then this could be a really close game. So the start will be very, very important. And also what will happen means that the start is good. Ishan Kishan is a fantastic player of spin. He plays for Jharkhand, he opens the batting, he's played a lot of IPL. Most of our players play spin better than their players. Now, Steve Smith is a great trader, but very few Indian batters will get on the way he did. Because on our turning track, we are told that you have to cover the spin. You cannot play for this one and get bowled this way, because the ball's falling outside next time. You play for the ball spinning and hitting the middle stump. If it doesn't spin, it hits the pads and it's missing leg. That's what we are taught as young people. On turning tracks. See, on a good track, if the ball is there, that's 1 run. But on a track where it's turning, so you don't give yourself so much room and play forward here, because then you're exposing the stumps. But same way, if I can just go and play over here, then if it spins, it hits the middle of the bat. If it doesn't spin, it comes hits me in the third, and I might get a leg by, but I won't be out. So I think the Indian batters, the Shreyas Iyers and all, play spin superbly. And that is the biggest advantage we have. And only 20 was a spin, out of which 1, I know you got 4 wickets in the last game, is still a part-time spinner for me.
Mitchell Stark versus Rohit Sharma.
Yeah. That I feel is the key. And for me, Mitchell Stark blows hot, blows cold. He has good days and bad days. If he has a really good day. But Rohit Sharma off late seemed to have sorted his left arm seam problem out. He looked really solid.
Also, Rohit Sharma.
He looked fitter, leaner. I think he understands the value of winning a World Cup at home. He's been there, done it. He's one of the greats of white ball cricket in the world. I mean, the sort of numbers that he has. But at the end of the day, he knows he's probably the last, 30% of his career?
A couple of 3 years.
3 years, 4 years, whatever. So you will never play another World Cup in India. So the chance to leave the legacy behind, chance of him getting carried around the Narendra Modi Stadium in a month and a half, that should get him going, if nothing else.
Absolutely. And India started well. I mean, one comment on Indian fielding, the Virat Kohli catch was excellent. Till the 30th over, discipline, no extra balls, wides, etc. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think on a wicket like this, it becomes a little easier for everything to fall in place. Because firstly, not a lot of balls are missing the stumps, because the spinners are very accurate. For the fast bowlers also, the moment a wicket is like this, it takes the pressure off the fast bowlers. You're supposed to keep the runs down. I know they got wickets also, but it's not a wicket where you have to get them at 70 for 3 and then give it to the spinners, because they might got 6 runs over. This is where the spinners will have a field day. So you just sort of half bake the dish and give it to them, and they will full bake it for you. That's the advantage of playing a wickets like this. With 3 quality spinners, you just do your job to about 60-70% for the fast bowlers and give it to them. They'll do it at 130% because the pitch is suiting them. If this was a flat wicket, then you got to do more than 60% because they might get caught it.
Okay, so last question as I finish the show, India?
Yeah, India. I think so. If they lose early wickets, it will be a grind, but I still think they'll get across the line.
Fingers crossed. We'll be back at the end of the show. We'll leave you with some visuals from outside Chepauk. Look at the intensity, enjoy, and then enjoy live action. Join us at the end of the show as our correspondents bring you crowd reactions and all of it from outside the Chepauk. Thank you very much for watching.
Let's go, Team India! We won this World Cup, let's go!
Which player are you backing today?
We are from Bangalore, supporting Team India in Chennai, hot Chennai!